To another edition of Wednesday when I talk about my watch list. As you know, today I'm going to do a review on Snow, Clover Health Company, as well as JetBlue. This week, if you've never liked, subscribe, or follow us on our YouTube channel, make sure you do that every Wednesday. I talk about my personal watch list. Let me give you my disclaimer. Please always do your own research. Even though I have done my research, this is really regarding what I would do. The watch list is all about me, to be quite honest with you, and what I think and what my review is. But always do your due diligence. Just don't take anything that I have to say, look at it as a grain of salt. Don't place yourself in a situation where you actually are stock picking or you're hearing something that I'm saying. All the positions that I take myself is not a reflection on cash flow stewardship at all. It's just what I do on Wednesday. I show my watch list. This is what I'm looking at in the market. This is why I think the market is going according where it is. So if you find yourself actually utilizing any trades, well, congratulations. You should if you're managing your own money. You should be doing your due diligence so you can actually pick stocks that fit your overall portfolio based on the money you have. And you should, do a deep dive. Don't just take anybody's word for it that's out here on YouTube. Even though we're a verified channel, and I want to thank everybody who helped us become a verified channel. Our next goal is to reach the 1 million subs. So if you've never liked, subscribed, or followed our channel, make sure you do so now. Now, this week, I'm going to be very clear. I'm not going to be long-winded this week. Hopefully, this video only lasts about 20 minutes. Each week, I kind of go through my watch list. I started this back on February the 1st. This week, I'm going to talk about stock symbols JBLU, SNOW, and CLOV, which represents actually JetBlue, Snow, and CLOV Health Investments. So that's what these stock symbols mean. This is what you guys have asked me through. You guys sent me some messages saying, hey, this is what I think about. What do you think about this stock? So being this in the live stream, I'm going to go ahead and tell you in this regards. I looked at JetBlue, and as I looked at JetBlue, I looked at some of their price points. Right now, it's trading at $6.89. It actually closed around $6.93 today in the market per share. It's a new review of mine. I expect to enter this position first of all, you got to have on $689. I buy everything in group of 100s. So if you hear me talk about round lots or 100, I'm talking about buying 100 shares in equity. So anytime I do buy, that way you can kind of understand what I'm talking about. I buy in groups of 100 minimum or block trades, which are 10,000 or more shares at any given time. With that being said, the price closed today at $6.89 per share. If I was going to enter this position, it had to be around between $6.55 to $7 per share. I had to do a little discount over the next 24 months to 36 months. I can see JetBlue rising to about $12 per share where I would exit the stock. So I see it as a high being at $12 as the exit. So if I was to take this position today before the market closed or in the next couple of days, I would have to enter the stock around $6.55 to $7 a share. And I'll be looking to hold this for 12 to 24 months to 36 months into a new president. Now, again, if Biden remains the president of the United States and gets reelected for another 4 years, which I hope doesn't happen, since I'm in the growth market, you may say, what do you mean? Well, I'm in growth. So I'm in companies that are not, haven't made the blue chip status yet. So I need a president that's going to actually lower rates, regardless who that president may be. I need lower rates. If that is the case and Biden's reelected, JetBlue would probably be a hard entry for me because I'm going to be stuck with high rates. He doesn't want, currently underneath the Fed's administration, they don't want anybody traveling. They don't want anybody going on vacations. They don't want anybody driving their vehicles. They want you to ride electric vehicles. So they're actually going against travel. And JetBlue is a company that does look for as far as where the airline flies, it's a lot of destinations where you're going to do the travel. So just keep that in mind. I see the position at this particular standpoint exiting the trade around $12. Now, if I'm wrong, JetBlue, the Feds continue to raise rates over the next between this year and next year. I can literally see this stock, overall going down as low as, like pandemic lows, like around $5.12 if the Feds keeps doing rates. So that is my review on JetBlue, entering around $6.50 to $7, $6.55 to around $7. And then from there, I'm looking at exiting around a $12 high in hopes that a new president comes into position that happens to lower rates. Now, I took another look at Snow. And that snow is it currently closed around $137.66. That means you need to have $13,766 to buy 100 shares of this stock. I'm looking at, if I was going to enter this position, I need to enter snow around $104.20 to $108.80 per share. Over the next 24 to 36 months, I can see snow rising, especially if a new president. Again, this is all snow as a technology stock, so you in finance, so you really need snow to kind of move the way that it would with lower rates, not high rates. So I can see this stock trading at $187.70 per share, and I will be exiting at that point. So if I bought today, really around $104.20 to $108.80. So I need a little bit more capitulation. And that means Feds keep hiking rates. Snow falls right into my parameters. And I'm looking at exiting at $187.70. And that's 24 months from now, 24 to 36 months. So we're talking about early stage of 2025. I'm out of here. CLOV. Now that's my review on that. I kind of give you a little bit more at the end, but CLOV is an interesting stock because today, CLOV, which is a lot different than JetBlue and also Snow, CLOV have a regulation issue right now. In order for them to remain listed on the Nasdaq, they have to stock has to close now 10 days consistently, above $1. If they cannot close, they have a regulation issue, which means to be carried on the exchange, they got to have 3 to 5 underwriters. For liquidity, they have to make sure that they stock close above $1. So if close investments, the management can't get it around. I see that one of the things about CLOV though that I thought was interesting is that CLOV has about 400, I think 97,000 shares. So they got 6 months to come back in compliance. I know a lot of people, you hear a lot of people in the chat rooms like, hey, but by the way, CLOV's it's a penny stock at this point. It's a penny stock, but it's a penny stock that's not in compliance to remain listed. If they got 6 months to start to close above $1, 10 consecutive days. Sometimes if it closes 10 days and dips back under another 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 months, the exchange may ask them to do more than just 10 days consecutively closing above $1. So for me, there's no entry for me on CLOV. I'm just going to be honest with you guys. I don't see that CLOV makes sense since they're already in a compliance issue. The only thing they can get now is if they continue to trade below $1 and not getting back above it. They got the underwriters, management. Management is the same management as before. I really don't see. They don't really talk a whole lot. The stock really doesn't. I mean, I understand it's in the healthcare sector, but it's technology, so it's being compressed. And if the interest rates were to rise, the stock probably would be over $1 because you would have, in the information technologies, you especially when it comes to hospitalization and the equipment that they use and the software package that they offer to hospitals for inpatient care. I still say at this particular point, CLOV is not very favorable for me. I don't see that being at this particular point something that I want to add at this time. Maybe I would, just keep it on a sheet of paper, but I won't make it part of my active watch list. But I do see, I mean, if you're looking at, money wise, snow is a bit expensive, especially now. Think about in this regards for every dollar, and I always use the dollar store as a reference because with the current percentage rates that the Fed just increased, you got to understand if you go to the dollar store right now, your buying power on non-food items is literally for every dollar you have, which used to be $1, it only have buying power of 63 cents. So you walk in the dollar store, you need $1.36 to buy $1 product now because that's inflation. That's systematic inflation. So you're going to buy something for $1, it costs $1.36. It doesn't cost $1. And that's unfortunate. So you're talking about spending 137, basically it's $13,766. I said my entry had to be 108 to about 104 to 108. That's 10,000. That's 100. That's $10,420 or 10,880. You look at the return. I see the high. If interest rates go down, new president comes in, preferably someone who's going to reduce rates and be more favorable to technology, the technology industry, the finance industry, real estate industry. Then I could see snow going up, but that's a lot of money at this particular time because you got to take $1 You literally got to take 63 cents and divide it into $1. And then that tells you, I mean, literally, you're starting to see that issue here. So it's not it's going to cost you a little bit more than $13,000. If you got $13,000 sitting in your bank, you, to be honest with you, you're losing buying power every day. And that puts you in a situation where it's a bit expensive. So for this week, I did not add snow to my list because I'm not willing to spend 130. I mean, good. I do see that it is an opportunity, but I'm not willing to spend $10,000. I think there's a lot of other opportunities. Case in point, let's go to the current watch list that I have and let's see what stocks in it. And I actually, if you look at my current watch list, go down into the body. If you go into the body of this, you'll actually see what I'm talking about. Drop down to the body, and when you look at the body, it talks about. I put two cruise lines on back on February 1st when I first started my watch list. And when I first started the watch list, it was Norwegian Cruise Line was trading for $15.35, and it is now trading for $13.30. I had it as a high. If I would have purchased it, I had it as a high exiting at $20. Now, keep in mind the Feds keep raising rates. They don't want people going on traveling, so it's even cheaper now. And I still have it on the watch list because it's even cheaper now at $13. And I still have it at a high of 20. And I had it at a low that if going through 2023, they can go as low as $11.30. Again, if it goes again $11.30, it's even better for me as far as my watch list is concerned because it showed me that the turnaround with new president is going to be favorable to traveling and interest rates being low and consumers going out and spending money versus saying, I don't want the consumer spending money. That's a good one. The other one I had was Carnival Cruises. At the time, February 1st of 2023, when I first started the watch list, it was trading at $10.87 per share, and it is now trading at $9.88 on March the 29th of 2023. That's a high I had exiting that stock at $14.60. If I was to buy it, I'm exiting around $14.60 a share, and a low at $7.33. Again, this is tracking towards now away from that high and going towards that low, which is again for me traveling, understanding what the Feds are doing, understanding that Biden has 2 years left in his administration, and in the last year we'll start to see if who's going to be the next front runner. We understand that Biden's going to be running for re-election, but who is going to be against him and how favorable are to the travel industry. Then we also had Coupon, which is a company that's in what we like to call South Korea that actually provides a service that's similar to Alibaba, but is their version of South Korean goods and services, and also it's also like DoorDash. They have a lot of that where they deliver the products. At the time, back on February 1st, it was traded for $16.25 per share, and it is now trading for $15.60 as of March the 29th. I had it as a high to exit at $25 a share and a low at $11.85. So again, it is tracking closer towards that 1185, but it's still holding not that far. It hasn't capitulated a lot or dropped in perspective. So that's one thing. Roadblocks. If you want to know what my entry was on these February 1st, you got to go back and watch the February 1st video, which I talk about. Investors love short-term gains. If you watch that video on the live stream, you'll see exactly what I said my entry would have been for these. This is just where the high and the lows are. So if you want to get a little bit more detail, go back and watch the previous videos, and you actually get to see that. Roblox on February 1st of 2023, price of Roblox was $38.31 per share, and it is now trading at $43.60. And I had it as a high and it closed today at $43.60. I had it at a high of $48.81. Now I'm gonna tell you a little old school secret. You really never buy at the high and you never really sell at the low. So it's important that you understand that, because when you think about trading or you're thinking about adding anything to your portfolio over the next 23 to 36 months, people trying to always, catch the high and catch the bottom. I really don't. I had it at, I had it priced at $44.81 that I would exit. Being at the type of market that we're in, it's a little couple of cents off of that, but it's not necessarily literally it's $1 off of that $38 high. So there is equity in this trade. You don't know unless you actually, one of the things I do, I give you my watch list, but you don't know what positions I take unless you sign up for the subscription. Then you see what positions I take, what am I holding. But this is give you an opportunity to see that the price that I actually have done is peaking towards that price. I had it at a low at $17.99. Roblox does not look like it's going towards that low. but it also tells you that that was a good trade. If I was thinking about exiting as of March 29th, I would have made money. You look at the Norwegian Cruise Line, Carnival Cruises, and Copain, I would have not made money. I would be a little bit down. So I would be trying to, at that particular point, looking at averaging in, buying, or buying. That's why I would say buy 100, and I'd be maybe adding another 100, doing maybe another $200 if I bought any of those, or $300, 300 shares, not dollars, 300 shares, which allows me to do cost dollar averaging and then still looking at the same outcome. Now, DraftKings, which was one that I put on my list on February the 15th. So this was 14 days later. DraftKings at the time was trading at $12.39, and it is trading now at $18.92. You go back, you watch that video, it shows when I stated that, so I'm not changing my numbers. But this is another one which has profits, and the profits that it has, it's right now is over. If at for 100 shares, it's a $500 profit in this trade right now. So if I did buy this, I can exit the day and make $500 literally 30 days from the time I would have bought this. That's if I'm still holding it, unless I got it out already. You guys won't know unless you sign up for the subscription. Now, with that being said, this is another trade where it is just off. I mean, by a couple of cents. So you got to figure out what I did. Did I exit? Did I exit early? Did I even take the trade? Who knows? But was I right? This is just like Roblox. This is another one I would have made profits on if I took my advice. If I didn't take my advice, I'm just doing this for some no random reason, because it should be to make money, and I'm not making money if I'm not taking trades. So, and then I had Shop. Now, Shop was trading at the time of February 16th, where I had added it at $42 a share. It was newly added back then on February to my watch list, and it is now trading at $46.72. And I had at a high of exiting around $56.76, and I had it at a low of continue to be pressed down, because Shop, as you know, it competes with an eBay, it competes with a PayPal, and that's what Shops does. That's the services that they provide. And as you know, I added today, not Snow and definitely not CLOV, but I did add JetBlue to my watch list. So these are the trades that I actually have. This is the positions that that are out there for me to take. On my list, there's two that I would have made money on, and that is DraftKings. As I have previously stated, because we're right in March Madness, I picked that one right. I picked Roblox right. The question is, did I actually take the position, or did I set myself up and only pick the stock but didn't do? And I'm gonna just tell you, if you're actually looking at stocks and you're thinking about adding them to your portfolio based on the money you have in your account, one of the hardest things you're gonna have to deal with is pulling that trigger. What good is to brand as a firearm if you're not gonna buck? Nothing. And I always tell people, what good is having money in your bank account if you're losing buying power? Remember, for every dollar you have, the actual value that you're sitting on is 63 cents in buying power. So you gain nothing if all you do is for every dollar, you only can buy 63 cents worth of goods at this point. That's horrible. But yet, let me just be honest with you guys, that's Americans. Remember, your savings should never be used as child support checks for checking. What am I saying by that? If I can't pay my bills, then I got a child support check called checking that's going to supplement my inaccuracies. Don't let that happen. I want to definitely thank you guys for tuning in today. Like I said, it won't going to be a long video. Go back and watch the previous videos. I said I wanted to make sure I just spent 20 minutes. I know everybody has something they need to do. Drop a statement. Tell me what other stock you may be thinking of. I'll tell you whether or not I want to carry my portfolio or not. This doesn't mean that you should take the advice or, just listen to it. Just look at this as being entertainment, something you can look at. But while you're being entertained, I'm going to go make money. Until next time, you guys have a great day. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share this video with a friend who has never seen or maybe thinking about, just kind of understanding about companies and stocks. And then allow me to be criticized by you guys. I mean, don't hesitate to make a comment. If you say disagree, like, hey, if I would have took that trade, let's take this opportunity to build together. Tell me what you think if what I should enter at, and I'll tell you if you're right or wrong. Until next time, guys, have a powerful, wonderful Wednesday, and make sure you don't just have money sitting in your savings, because you're losing buying power by the minute.